لا والله الله يخليك صاحبي.
Saya Fatih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Asida,
wabarakatuh.
Asida.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly request that you silence your phones as not to interrupt the event. We also request you not leave the hall until the event is adjourned. Thank you.
Dia kena tunggu dekat luar.
Boleh dah siap. Sebab macam mana?
Asked them, we should check out from the hotel. Yes, yeah, but the airport is far away, so maybe we need to leave far. Or earlier, we don't mind. We can stay in the hotel until 4 o'clock. We check out, they said they can extend.
announcing the arrival of Yang Berhormat Dato Sri Rohani Abdul Karim, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, accompanied by the VIPs. Please rise. You may be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, His Excellency Mr. Mehmet Ersoy, Deputy Minister of Family and Social Policies, Republic of Turkey, Honorable Tan Sri Datuk Haji Uthman Mustafa, Director General of Department of Islamic Development, Malaysia, JAKIM, Honorable Professor Datuk Sri Dr. Zaliha Kamarudin, Rector of the International Islamic University, Malaysia, Honorable Mr. Sulaiman Sansoy, Chairman of Turkish Asian Center for Strategic Studies, Excellencies and Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and welcome to the closing ceremony of the first World Muslim Women's Summit and Exhibition, WISE 2016. First and foremost, we would like to extend our heartiest gratitude and appreciation to Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, and all of our distinguished guests for their presence today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to invite Ustaz Idrus Mustaqim from the Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Mosque IIUM to recite the dua. Falyatafaddal mashkura.
Mecburen selam azamlar selam verip ortada. Selam verip yerlerine geç. Aynı o geçen yaptığımız programda.
Yani şu ortadaki merdivenden çıkıp.
Ha oradan çıkmaz.
Onu demek istedim. Tamam.
Çıkmaz.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yok onu ayarladım.
Good morning. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahilladzi lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Wa lahul hamdu fil akhirati wa huwal hakimul khabir. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam wa ilayka ya'udu salam fahayyina rabbana bis-salam wa adkhilna al-jannata dar as-salam ya salam salimna ajma'in waj'alna min ibadika as-salihin. Praise be to Allah, to whom belong all things in the heavens and on the earth, to whom all praise in the hereafter are due. And He is full of wisdom, acquainted with all things. Glory be to Allah, and praise be to Him, and there is not God but Him. And Allah is the greatest, Almighty Allah, Lord of mercy and beneficent. Bless this closing ceremony of First World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition 2016. with your pleasure and mercy. O Allah, Lord of bounties and infinite, shower upon us your divine guidance, that our work and deeds be done in completeness and excellence. Assist us, O Allah, in fulfilling our obligation and seeking your pleasure. O Allah, bless our gathering here today and make us disperse in peace and in protection from sin. Ya Rabbana lakal hamd. Dengan penuh rasa khusyuk kami menadahkan tangan dan merendahkan diri bermohon keampunan dari rahmat-Mu ya Allah. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul untuk mengisi seluruh hidup kami dengan keredaan-Mu ya Allah. Dan sesungguhnya kami hanyalah hamba-hamba-Mu yang lemah. Maka ampunilah segala kesalahan yang telah kami lakukan, sama ada yang kami sedari ataupun yang tidak kami sedari. Kurniakanlah taufik dan hidayah kepada kami, supaya jalan hidup kami sentiasa diberi petunjuk oleh-Mu ya Allah di dunia dan ganjaran di akhirat. Allahumma ya qatil hajat wa rafi'at darajat. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang bersifat dengan sifat ihsan dan lemah lembut, anugerahkanlah kepada kami para peserta dengan taufik hidayah, serta hiasilah mereka dengan kebijaksanaan. Binakanlah binti ketakwaan dan keimanan yang teguh kepada wanita-wanita kami daripada perkara yang menyalahi integriti dan menurunkan diri, keluarga, agama, bangsa dan negara. Allahumma waffiq taufiq dhaifana yang berhormat Datuk Seri Rohani Abdul Karim, Wazirus Syu'unin Nisa wal Usari wa Tanmiyatil Mujtama' lima fihi as-salah wal falah wal khair wa idafah li hadzal balad wa hadhihi al-ummah ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wa israfana fi amrina bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma ij'al khayra a'malina akhiruhu wa khayra a'malina khawatimuhu wa khayra ayyamina yawma alqaka fihi. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wal ikhwana allazina sabaquna bil iman ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غير الذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منكم.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Shukran jazilan Ustaz Idrus. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, I have the pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Haji Usman bin Mustafa, Director General of Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM, to deliver his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma asbahna wa aslahal mulkulak al-kibriya wal 'azamatu wal khalq wal amr والليل والنهار وما سكن فيهما لك وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Rohani Abdul Karim, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, His Excellency Mr. Mehmet Ersoy, Deputy Minister of Family and Social Policies, Republic of Turkey, Honorable Professor Datuk Sri Dr. Zaliha Kamaruddin, Rector of International Islam University Malaysia, IIUM, Honorable Mr. Sulaiman Sensoy, Chairman of TASAM, Turkish Asian Center for Strategic Studies, Yang Berbahagia Dr. Roslina binti Lazimi, Secretary General, Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, Excellencies and Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, and keynote speakers, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah, dengan rahmat dan keizinan Allah Subhanahu wa taala, sidang kemuncak wanita Islam antarabangsa WISE 2016 yang dianjurkan bersama antara Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia JAKIM melalui panel isu semasa wanita Islam PISWI, Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia UIM, Jabatan Pembangunan Wanita JPW, Pertubuhan Kerjasama Islam OIC dan World Islamic Forum WIF telah dilaksanakan dengan jayanya selama 3 hari bermula 23 hingga 25 September di PWTC ini. Saya bagi pihak penganjur mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Muhammad Datuk Seri Rohani Abdul Karim, Menteri Pembangunan Wanita, Keluarga dan Masyarakat, kerana dapat hadir dan dapat meresmikan majlis penutupan sidang kemuncak wanita Islam antarabangsa pada pagi ini. Sidang kemuncak ini yang telah dicadangkan pelaksanaannya pada tahun 2014 merupakan program yang julung kalinya diadakan bagi menghimpunkan wanita-wanita Islam antarabangsa bagi membincang, membentang kertas persidangan, mengemukakan pandangan dan usul sehingga mencapai resolusi bagi meningkatkan usaha untuk mengangkatkan martabat dan peranan wanita sebagai penyumbang dalam mengembali tenaga bagi memastikan kelestarian keamanan dunia. Usaha murni yang julung kalinya ini diharapkan dapat diteruskan bagi memastikan peranan wanita terus difahami dan disedari oleh dunia antarabangsa, terutamanya dalam kalangan negara-negara yang berpandangan wanita Islam tidak mampu diketengahkan untuk bersama-sama menyumbang dalam pembangunan negara. Sejarah Islam terdahulu telah membuktikan bahawa wanita-wanita Islam menjadi tulang belakang kepada kaum-kaum lelaki dalam kalangan para sahabat Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam yang bekerja keras bagi memastikan kejayaan dakwah Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidatina Khadijah binti Khuwailid, Sayyidatina Aisyah binti Abu Bakar, Ummu Sulaim, Hafsah dan pelbagai lagi nama wanita Islam terdahulu menjadi contoh sebagai pendukung dalam dakwah Islam. Malah Allah Subhanahu wa taala telah menyebut beberapa nama wanita contoh dan terpelihara menerusi kalamnya di dalam Al-Quran Al-Karim. Historically, the decline of the Islamic civilization brought before Muslim societies countless and numerous questions and challenges. The question of women's role in the society was among those disheartening questions which became an issue of controversy and dispute. In answering such questions, Muslim societies were divided by prejudiced views which aim at isolating the women and sidelining their socio-economic and political role in their societies. Muslim women all over the world nowadays need to rise and prove to the world they still have that spirit from the leading women of our glorious Islamic history. Therefore, as we gathered here, we should have resolved and any doubts or misconceptions about the roles of women in contemporary Muslim communities. Finally, I express my gratitude and appreciation to all the organizers, delegates, speakers, and participants who have graced the summit with their meaningful participations and insightful contributions. Terima kasih sekali lagi kepada semua, khususnya kepada Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Menteri kerana sudi hadir meresmikan majlis penutupan UAS pada pagi ini. Sekian. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I respectfully invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, to deliver her closing speech.
Terima kasih kepada saudari pengurusi majlis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam satu Malaysia, and a very good morning to all of you. To His Excellency Mr. Mehmet Ersoy, the Deputy Minister of Family and Social Policies, the Republic of Turkey. To the Honorable Tan Sri Dato' Haji Osman Mustafa, the Director General of the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, or JAKIM, the Honorable Professor Dato' Sri Dr. Zaliha Kamaruddin, Director of the International Islamic University Malaysia, the Honorable Mr. Sulaiman Sensoy, the Chairman of TASAM, that is Turkish Asian Center for Strategic Studies, to the Honorable Dr. Roslena Lazmi, the Secretary General, the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, Excellencies and Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It actually gives me great pleasure to extend to all of you a very warm welcome, and we are all honored to have so many enthusiastic participants and esteemed specialists of successful and key personalities in leadership, and is a testament to the work and dedication which demonstrates the importance of transforming our society. They bring their passion and knowledge of how to reach those in our communities. The attendance this morning and also I think a few days, I think today is the third day, has proven the value we place on impacting women agenda. I'm so grateful and thankful to the organizers for so kindly have been inviting me and my ministry to the first World Women Muslim Summit and Exhibition, or known as WISE 2016. It is a great privilege to be here with an aim to reflect and reiterate the importance of women in leadership initiatives as it strives to enable women's voices to be heard in our families, in workplaces, and in the communities. I view this summit as a significant tool to galvanize and cement partnerships around the shared goal of developing an integrated solutions to promote women's leadership in decision-making levels. At the 2005 World Summit, world leaders reaffirmed the important role of women in conflict prevention, resolution, and peace building. They call for the full and effective implementation of the Security Council Resolution 1325 on women and peace and security, and for the first time accepted the interlinkages across development, peace, and security, as well as human rights. Today, women in the aftermath of crisis have little protection or access to services, justice, economic security, or citizenship. Delivery to meet basic needs and safeguard fundamental rights is lacking. A recent assessment of the United Nations Development Programme, which is a work in crisis prevention and recovery, exposed an exhaustive failure to integrate a gender perspective into the United Nations system approach to early recovery, transition, and reintegration. Justice and security sector reform is the arena in which women's needs are greatest with lack of response. Despite increasing violence against women in conflicts aftermath, their protection typically receive less attention. Now, although recent attention has been given to rape and sexual torture as weapons of war, these very same violations, when committed after a ceasefire and often by the very same perpetrators, tend to be recast in peace-building processes as private domestic concerns. Within and across post-conflict situation, there are sharp inconsistencies in the support provided by the international community to women's missionaries and non-governmental organizations. Now, in transitional recovery, women's increased care burdens and the gender-specific impacts of macroeconomics, labor, and social protection policies are largely unaddressed. The considerable variance in the standard of basic and emergency health services provided to women in different countries is often associated with the ideology, funding source, and or political affiliation of the funding partners. Now, in the context of peace processes, there is a systematic absence of gender expertise, conflicting UN position on women's human rights issues, such as quotas and emergency reproductive health care, and an underrepresentation of women in decision making. Now, in few cases where census on gender issues had been reached at the early stages of negotiation, implementation has been thwarted by the absence of public support and sufficient resources. Women and gender expertise in peace-building activities is essential for reconstituting political, legal, cultural, and socio-economic and social structures so that they can deliver on gender equality goals. Gender equality brings to peace building new degrees of democratic inclusiveness, faster and more durable economic growth, and human and social capital recovery. Now, indeed, peace building may well offer the single greatest opportunity to redress gender inequalities and injustices of the past while setting new precedent for the future. But these opportunities can be enhanced significantly or constrained by how the international community sets its priorities for recovery and uses its resources for peace building. Now, social protection for women, especially those who have been cast away from their families as a result of the violence perpetrated upon them, can be made accessible through social insurance packages and basic living allowances that can prevent their engagement in survival, transactional or commercial sex, or other exploitative situations. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a bit heavy, but the subject we are facing is actually heavy. Now, from the Islamic perspective, so I bring back, that world, Islamic perspective, the Al-Quran speaks of women's position and role in Islamic society in various contexts. An outstanding position of women in Islam is recorded in the words of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who often used to say, "Paradise lies beneath the feet of your mothers." The third longest chapter in the Al-Quran bears the title An-Nisa, meaning women. The opening verse of the above mentioned chapter reads, "Mankind, fear your Lord who created you of a single soul, and from it created its mate, and from the pair of them scattered abroad many men and women." An-Nisa, An-Nisa women, chapter 1. The Quran provides that men and women are equal in terms of their rights and duties and have the same mission on earth. Islam strives to take its followers to the abode of peace and to bring about peace to whatever level is possible in a world full of imbalance, tension, and troubles. In the Quran, God calls himself As-Salam, or peace, which means that God is peace. Therefore, our yearning for peace is nothing else but yearning for the seeking the pleasure of Allah. Increasing women's access to justice requires legal reforms that bring formal and traditional justice system into conformity with human rights norms, and ending gender discrimination requires support for enacting constitutional, legislative, electoral, and judicial reforms, all that in one package. Increasing women's legal literacy and aid, monitoring and reporting women's human rights violations, ensuring reparations and restitution for women, and training and capacity building for gender justice must also be central to reform efforts. Constructing special courtrooms and prison for women, and providing necessary office equipment and translation services are necessary starting points. Within peace-building frameworks and poverty reduction strategies, pro-poor investment in human capacity are targeted primarily at the most marginalized community through low-skill vocational training, public works employment, microcredit, and primary education. In many conflict and post-conflict countries, national mechanisms and machineries for the advancement of women have been established but must be strengthened to ensure women's active participation in public policy formulation and implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia believes in women participation. So I'm bringing you down to Malaysia level now. Malaysia believes in women participation in public policy formulation and therefore laid down the structure for meaningful participation of women way back in our 9th Malaysia Plan, which is 2006 to 2010. Malaysia has undertaken measures in the economic, social, cultural, and religious fields to create an enabling environment for the full development and advancement of women. The issue of gender as a development focus was first raised in the 3rd Malaysia Plan actually, which is way back in 1976 to 1980, whereby the active participation participation of women in development and their contribution to decision-making process was encouraged. The subsequent 5-year development plans continued to give greater prominence to gender issues, and this effort is further sustained in the 11th Malaysia Plan, which is 2016 to 2020 now. The plan that houses the aspiration of the government programs to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development for women, provide access to justice, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Hence, I hereby would like to call for support on the Peace Building Commission's recommendation on 5 areas. That is A, increase women's participation in peace building. B, strengthen institutional capacity for gender equality and peace building. C, respond to gaps in knowledge and information on gender and peace building. D, increase coherence of United Nations actions in support of gender equality and peace building. And E, ensure adequate resources to mainstream gender equality into peace building. The World Bank's experience with gender mainstreaming shows that political will is a necessary must and accompanied by appropriate policies, technical skills, gender-sensitive program design, strategic planning, operational capacity, and capable partners. It also requires appropriate human resource and communication strategies, knowledge creation and management, monitoring and evaluation, resource mobilization, and gender-sensitive financial management and reporting. Ladies and gentlemen, as the chairperson of the Bureau of the Intergovernmental Council of Management of Social Transformation Program, or in short is called MOS, and this MOS is an agency under UNESCO which works with government, social and human science communities and civil societies to improve connections between knowledge and action. I'm very pleased to inform that the government of Malaysia has already agreed to host the Asia-Pacific Ministerial Forum of Management of Social Transformation Program, inshallah, in March 2017, here in Kuala Lumpur. This forum is the first ever held ministerial forum that will be held for the Asia-Pacific region, and it will focus on the theme, Building Inclusive Societies. This topic is in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, to leave no one behind. I'm convinced that together we will achieve a lot through MOS, not because I'm president, but I think there's so much actually that can be done through MOS program in advancing the core values and also the principle for the betterment of the world and its people. Finally, I hope WISE will conclude with Kuala Lumpur Declaration, a future action plan based on the deliberations presenter and participants that will help empower Muslim women worldwide and ensure their maximum contribution in peace and nation building. And thank you to all speakers, moderators and delegates, and thank you for the work you do every day to make a difference in the lives of Muslim women, whoever they are and wherever they may be. enjoy the rest of your stay. I really hope you can extend your stay a bit, because I think 3 days was cramped inside here. Maybe you can extend your stay. That's why I asked the Honorable, His Excellency, to stay. But he said he has to go back tomorrow. But I say maybe he'll come back again here. And I wish you all a pleasant and safe travel back home to your loving family. You know, we women is family, yeah. And don't forget, you know, since you are here in Kuala Lumpur, don't forget to visit some of our famous landmarks, like the KLCC, that's Twin Tower, the 2 towers, the KL Tower, single tower, you know, we have 2, we have 1, whichever one you want to go, one or the 2. And souvenirs to bring home to your loved ones, and a little contribution to the Malaysian economy. You know, that is contributing. And I wish all of you delegates a pleasant stay, whether you're from abroad or within Malaysia. And I hope it was such, you know, being in the first ever World Muslim Women's Summit, you know, it's really a breakthrough, and we are so proud to be here together with all of you. So with all that, a very pleasant time here, and you have very fond memories of Malaysia, and definitely our hope is you'll come again. So dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby declare the closing ceremony of the first World Muslim Women's Summit and Exhibition 2016. Syukran. Terima kasih. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Rohani, for the closing speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to respectfully invite all the VIPs on stage to accompany Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Rohani Abdul Karim for the presentation of the Islamic World Awards 2016. The Islamic World State Award goes to His Excellency Mamnoon Hussain, President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. May I invite His Excellency Mr. Syed Hassan Raza, High Commissioner of Pakistan in Malaysia, to receive the award. To receive the award. His Excellency Mr. Azmi Khalifa, to receive the award. I invite Professor Dr. Ahmed Sedat Aibar to receive the award. Lastly, the Islamic Sports Award goes to Mr. Omar Frederick Kanuti. May I invite Dr. Muntaka Dahiru to receive the award on behalf of Mr. Omar. Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri. Please be seated. Congratulations to all the award recipients and may they continue their outstanding work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to invite you to sit back and enjoy a special performance by the SEMA ceremony.
Şeyden girmişiz, çok önden girmişiz.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها، لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا. واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا. واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. صدق الله العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
vakti şerifler hayrola, hayırlar fethola, şerler def ola, niyazımız dergahı izzette makbul ola. Allahu Azimüşşan ismi zatının nuruyla kalbimize pür nur ve mutahhar kıla. Demler, safalar ziyade ola. Kulûb-u aşıkın küşade ola. Dem Hazreti Mevlana Sırrı Cenab-ı Şems-i Tebrizi, Kerem-i İmam-ı Ali ve şefaati Muhammed'in Nebiyyil Ümmi, rahmeten lil alemin, hu diyelim. Esselamu aleyküm. Esselamu aleyküm.
We thank the SEMA ceremony for the captivating and soothing performance. Moving on, I have the pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Datuk Seri Dr. Zaliha Kamaruddin, Rector of the International Islamic University Malaysia, to read the KL Declaration.
Thank you, Sister Aisha. Now, after the swirling of the physical body and the physical soul, let me swirl people's mind towards the Kuala Lumpur Declaration. It will be a very short one. We will download it at our address www.edu.my.iium/wise, W-I-S-E. We will provide the address after this. Kuala Lumpur Declaration, World Muslim Women's Summit and Exhibition 2016, WISE 2016, Liqa'us Salam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The organizers of the World Muslim World Summit and Exhibition 2016, WISE 2016 Liqa'us Salam, consisting of Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia, JAKIM, through BISWI, the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, World Islamic Forum, WIF, Jabatan Pembangunan Wanita, Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development Malaysia, hereby affirm the followings. Welcome the recommendation of the 6th Think Tank Forum of the Islamic countries and the Islamabad Declaration, which recommended to organize a Muslim Women's Summit in Kuala Lumpur in September 2015. the International Islamic University and its partners organized the first World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition, WISE 2016, or popularly known as Liqa Salam, from 23rd to 25th September 2016 at the PWTC in Kuala Lumpur. Number 1, we reaffirm the need to strengthen cooperation among Muslim countries, governments, private sectors and civil societies on the empowerment of women and their comprehensive engagement in peace building and societal development activities. The first World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition stresses the importance of implementing the recommendations and suggestions pertaining to the empowerment of Muslim women in all sectors and spheres through contributing to peace building, thus moving away from the language of rights for Muslim women and to work on the practical agenda of planning and executing programs for the benefit of Muslim women and communities coming from the conflict and post-conflict regions who are in need of assistance in capacity building. 2, commend the various ongoing initiatives and programs undertaken by Muslim governments, the OIC, private sectors, civil societies and other communal forces. The first World Muslim World Summit and Exhibition stresses the importance of having a clear agenda and measurable targets for the empowerment and engagement of Muslims in general and Muslim women specifically in peace building and societal development without prejudice, discrimination or gender bias in any forms. We stress the importance of engaging women in peace building, societal development, decision making, transformation activities. The WISE urges Muslim governments, Islamic organizations, private sectors and the civil societies to contribute immensely towards the empowerment of women by providing the necessary support in terms of financial resources and political support. Mindful of the new challenges faced by Muslim women as well as the changes taking place in the Muslim world, WISE urges all relevant institutions and parties to act now in order to create real opportunities for women, build integrated value-based education, or what we say IVBB, for women empowerment, and to maximize women participation in economic and political development across Islamic communities. And aware of the need for transformation at regional and global level, WISE partners hereby agree to 1. Enhance IVBE and technical and vocational training, or TVET, as pillars of Muslim women empowerment in the Islamic world, urging all relevant parties to accelerate the education of women through providing access to opportunities such as scholarships and financial assistance required for increasing the numbers of educated Muslim women in all disciplines. 2. Widen the role and impact of Muslim women as scientists, policy and decision makers, civil society builders and peace builders at local, regional and international levels. 3rd, enhance the role of women in combating Islamophobia, extremism, gender bias, injustice, bloodshed, ignorance and all forms of marginalization of Muslim women as peace builders and leaders of societal transformation through inner and intra-Islamic collaboration and movement of people and ideas. 4. Develop specific programs designed to prepare Muslim women for impactful roles through engaging of Muslim women in entrepreneurial and decision-making activities. 5. Engage Muslim women in outreach and exchange programs within the OIC member countries and beyond through creating platforms and mechanisms for sharing best practices, practicing volunteerism and solving problems faced by Muslim women from different regions. 6. Support creating a wider network of Muslim women across the Muslim world through developing a comprehensive Muslim Women online portal which features databases of Muslim women in all endeavors. Number 7, increase visibility of Muslim women achievements as role models through increased media promotional activities highlighting Muslim women worldwide. 8, establish World Wise Council, WWC, as a think tank group to develop action plans to oversee the implementation of programs pertaining to Muslim women's role in peace building and community development. 9, establish the International Muslimah Action NGOs Network, or IMAN in short, for engagement of grassroots to facilitate the implementation of the action plan devised to empower Muslim women in peace-building initiatives. 10, ensure that the best practice in providing scholarships to talented and needy Muslim women and organizations as initiated by the International Islamic University Malaysia as the secretariat to 20 public universities in Malaysia for WISE 2016 remains as a feature of WISE and its agenda. Number 11, ensure that WISE At-Tamayuz Award is sustained and used as a mechanism to acknowledge, appreciate, and celebrate successful Muslim women as role models across the Muslim world and beyond in all pursuits of life. Number 12, recommend that the World Islamic Forum host the WISE 2017. And number 13, which is very important, and I would like the minister to announce this. I would kindly invite Datuk Sri Rohani to read our 13th announcement, and I would like her to put this in history. Please, Datuk Sri. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So the number 13, we agree to adopt the 9th Zulhijjah of every year as the WISE Day, where Muslims all around the world can get together to reflect the sacrifices and success achieved in peace building and societal development. The 9th of Zulhijjah, inshallah, of every year. Yeah, International Muslim Women's Day. Inshallah, all over the world. To finish, we are committed to the above ambitions and aims. This document serves as the guiding framework in collaborating for the betterment of the role of Muslim women in peace building and societal development across the Muslim world. We task all our partners to implement this declaration and report regularly through the World Wise Council, WWC, on the progress and the implementation of the action plan developed. So this is to be adopted in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia today on Sunday, the 25th of September 2016. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat. Inshallah, together, we will be able to materialize the KL Declaration for a better world, especially for the Muslim women. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite all of you to stand and sing together the IIUM song, Leading the Way. would like to respectfully invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim to hand over the scroll of World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition WISE to Honorable Mr. Sulaiman Sensoy, Chairman of Turkish Asian Center for Strategic Studies or TASAM and World Islamic Forum as the host of WISE, which will be held in the Republic of Turkey in the year 2017. Thank you, Yang Berhormat. And now I would like to invite His Excellency Ambassador Murad Bilhan, Vice Chairman of TASAM, to deliver the acceptance speech.
Excellencies, ministers, and distinguished chair, I would like to, after this almost perfect meeting for 3 days, and the best of its kind, first and best of its kind until now, I would like to thank our hosts and hostesses for the materialization of this meeting. But I would like to just give an exclusive Turkey statement, Turkish way of looking at this meeting, just in a few words. The first World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition, titled as WISE 2016 Peace Meeting, was held with high attendance and high achievement in cooperation with World Islamic Forum, International Islamic University of Malaysia, Foreign Ministry of Malaysia, Family Ministry of Malaysia, JAKIM, Malaysian Islamic Development Department, Turkey-based women NGOs on September 23rd to 25th, 2016 in Kuala Lumpur. Attended by more than 10,000, including honorable guests such as Her Majesty the Queen of Malaysia, Prime Minister, Ministers, Prime Ministers, Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Turkish Deputy Minister of Family and Social Policies. The summit hosted Muslim women from NGOs, private sector, diplomatic missions, think tanks, monitoring institutions, as well as international media from across a range of countries worldwide. The second Islamic World Istanbul Awards were presented personally by Her Majesty the Queen of Malaysia on Friday evening, September 23rd, the first day of the summit. The awards ceremony was organized by the World Islamic Forum. All contributing parties, including the government of Malaysia and governmental bodies and International Islamic University of Malaysia, will be thankfully remembered in the future of their contributions. In order for the summit, first time organized in global scale, to institutionalize together Muslim women, intellectuals, thinkers, opinion leaders, and women NGOs, summit concluded the following suggestions, opinions, and facts. In the post-traditional era, where new developments are underway regarding the status of women, social, political, and cultural position of women needs to be reassessed in the light of Islamic principles. Urbanization, communication, transportation, and educational developments require that women who make up half of the world population take part in all fields of social life in relation to these developments. Equality in front of law between women and men, despite the biological and physical differences, is essential. Based on principles of eligibility and merit, it is required that all kinds of discrimination be called off without compromising human dignity and honor. To this end, it is suggested that a council of religious scholars, which will be tasked with researching problems of women, creating solutions indigenous to Islam, but without neglecting women's point of view, in creating responses to today's difficulties, be formed, also protecting social justice. Historical and current events prove that during crises, women suffer most from poverty, sexual violence, rape and slavery. Justice, equality and minimum necessities for self-respect in life are ignored. In an environment where real politics urges the world into an unsustainable climate, the main need appears to be interpreting politics with the feelings of clemency, compassion and altruism. Sustainability and efficiency of power and justice, coupled with humanly sentiments, depend on acknowledgement of the rights of people, including women. It is known that women are sensitive about humanly emotions such as compassion and clemency. Therefore, women need to be present in all fields of social life. It should be emphasized that woman factor in social and political entirety has the impact to balance and turn different elements into synergy. Modern ages brought consequential changes in social, political and cultural life. On the other hand, it is not realistic to expect the same processes and same results in every country. Impact of historical and cultural knowledge on change should not be overlooked. Every country should be let experience their own change in their specific conditions and natural processes. In regions where Muslim women live, serious developments take place in and out of law realm, and laws fall short in protecting women's rights. Status of women needs to be empowered in order to revive human-centered view of Islam in these countries and fight women discrimination. The fact that civil law arrangements cause serious problems in practice in various countries of the Islamic world cannot be ignored. Civil law texts and practices need to be reviewed without ignoring minors, women, the impoverished. The main deficiency in adaptation of young Muslim women into new circumstances is the lack of role models. In order to overcome this lack, introduction of pioneers in Islamic world to younger generations and training of new pioneers are essential. Governments and NGOs need to establish national and international new activity fields and platforms to encourage women in this sense. In our age, impact of non-family elements on education of new generations and belief sphere reached its climax. New religious heresies under the mask of Islam and efforts turning people off religion pose threat to new generations. Given the indisputable role of mother in children education, it is obvious that education of girls, even more than boys, is vital for the future of the Islamic world. Therefore, education policies of the Islamic world need to be rearranged considering this fact. It is essential that the interaction of NGOs working on women issues in the Islamic world be increased in order to create synergy. By doing this, NGOs will be informed of global affairs as well as increase their efficiency, benefiting from each other's experiences. Therefore, new platforms are needed to institutionalize and make activities on women sustainable, including World Muslim Women Summit and Exhibition. One of the major problems of today's Islamic world, maybe the most important one, is power loss caused by division and fragmentation. Therefore, while women's problems are being discussed, we should not allow for a dichotomy of men and women and fragmentation of the Islamic world across men-women line. Women's problems need to be handled generally around the concepts of justice and equity and considered as an effort to prevent all unjust practices instead of only women law. Otherwise, it is inevitable that all efforts will be wasted as a result of men-women polarization. Based on all these measures in the Kuala Lumpur Declaration, it is honorably accepted that 2017 summit will be held in Turkey with global institutionalization. So, this is submitted to you, to your August audience, by World Islamic Forum, September 25th, 2016, Kuala Lumpur. So I would like to thank you for listening to this.
Tashakkur Ederim, Your Excellency. We look forward to seeing you in Turkey next year. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim to present WISE 2016 official book, Muslim Women Promoting Peace, to organizers of WISE 2016. May I invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Haji Uthman bin Mustafa of Jakim to receive the book. May I now invite Honorable Professor Datuk Sri Dr. Zaleha Kamaruddin of the International Islamic University Malaysia to receive the official book. May I invite Honorable Mr. Sulaiman Sansoy of World Islamic Forum. And may I invite Her Excellency Mrs. Mehla Ahmad Talebna of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. May I also invite His Excellency Mr. Mehmet Ersoy, Deputy Minister of Family and Social Policies, Republic of Turkey, to receive the book. Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Haji Uthman bin Mustafa to present a souvenir as a token of appreciation and gratitude to Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim for gracing the closing ceremony. Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri, for your continuous support to this event. You may be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this ceremony. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to affirm our utmost gratitude to our beloved Minister of Women, Family and Community Development for graciously honoring us with her presence today. We would also like to record our appreciation to all the distinguished guests, speakers and participants of WISE 2016 for gracing this event with their presence. Once again, thank you everyone from the bottom of our heart. Sehingga kita berjumpa lagi, Tekrar Gorashmek Dile Ile, Ma'assalama wa ila liqa. With that, we end the closing ceremony with Wabillahi Taufiq wal Hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May I now invite the distinguished guests on stage to join the audience for a group photo.
Terus thank you
Assalamualaikum, minta tolong para hadirin, brothers and sisters, can you come forward? At the back there, can you come and join with our minister for the group photo? At the back there, tuan-tuan dan puan, minta pada ke depan. Yes. Belakang tu minta ke depan. Depan lagi. Boleh? Okay, alright. Tolong, okay. Okay, signal dia thumbs up. Yeah, good. Wise 2016 and 2017, Yes. Everybody, put your hand on this. Yes. Okay.